Hi everybody, it's Teresa McGallagher here again today with some hopefully helpful and inspirational information for you about how you can feel good all the time. I'm not making this up. I'm speaking from my personal experience. I used to have a lot of mood swings, a lot of up and downs, feel happy sometimes, sad the other time, and I thought that that was perfectly normal. Everybody that I knew growing up had the same kind of emotional experiences, and that was the role models that I had from parents and teachers and friends and neighbors, and it seemed like the whole world was in on that plan. But what I came to find out after practicing my spiritual practices was that it's perfectly possible to feel good pretty much all the time. It's possible to feel peaceful all the time. It's possible to feel grateful all the time. It's possible to feel joyful pretty much all the time. And the reason for that is your thoughts create the way you feel. And when you learn to think differently and change your thought system, it will affect your emotional system. This is why mind training is so important. So today I was on a call where someone said, I know that everybody's feeling anxious about the quarantine and the lockdown and the coronavirus. And I was like, wait a minute, not everybody. Not everybody. I haven't felt anxious for 5 minutes about this situation. And when I was younger, I used to think that maybe it was easy. I would see people who were happy and relaxed, and I thought maybe it's just easier for them to feel good all the time because they don't have the kind of problems that I have. Maybe they don't have the challenges that I have, and that's why they seem happier than me. But as I got older, what I realized was that it has nothing to do with external circumstances. The way that you feel inside can be impacted certainly by what's going on outside of you, but that doesn't have to determine the way that you feel, because your feelings, your emotions are generated from your thoughts, and your thoughts come from your belief systems. So by doing spiritual practice and by learning to recognize what kind of thoughts you're having and having the willingness to let those thoughts go and replace them with positive thoughts, you can actually change the way that you feel and the way that you experience life. There is a famous Vedantic teaching from Hindu philosophy about a man who was going home one evening and he saw a big snake on the road and it frightened him, so he turned and he ran the other way. The next morning, he was walking along the same road and he saw a large rope laying on the ground and realized that he had mistaken the rope for a snake and had an emotional response because he had believed something that wasn't true. So when we do affirmations and when we repeat mantras and when we say and do things to retrain the way that we think about things, it actually will benefit us very positively by giving you a more optimistic outlook in life. And that's not denying reality, and that's not saying there's nothing going wrong. But as I said in some of my previous videos, getting upset about a problem never helps you to solve the problem. The more peaceful and relaxed that you can feel, the more likely you are to see clearly what's really going on around you. So, when I initially started studying A Course in Miracles, I was given the instruction to look at the story that I was telling myself and tell myself a true story. Instead of thinking, oh, I don't have enough money, or I'm not feeling well, or somebody was mean to me, to replace that story with, everything's fine, I feel good, I have everything I need, I'm divinely supported. And initially I thought, how could that be a true story? That doesn't even make any sense with the circumstances that I'm in right now. But what I came to see was the more I repeated those kinds of affirmations to myself, the more I began to believe them, and then having those positive beliefs actually changed the way that things happened in my life, so that people stopped being mean to me and I started having income and everything shifted miraculously. I don't understand how it works. I just know that it works. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to pick one spiritual practice that makes you feel good every day and that helps you to look at life through a positive lens. And I know that some challenges may seem bigger or more serious than others, but in reality, every problem is one problem, and that one problem is not feeling peaceful. You can be a little bit irritated or you can be extremely enraged. Both of those emotions are off center from your divine and natural and joyful reality of who you are. And this is our challenge, is to get back on center, to remember who we are, to remember that we're holy children of God and that we're meant to be happy, we're meant to be joyful, and that all problems can be solved if we simply get out of the way, if we stop repeating the story that something's wrong, which keeps the story in place. So I just wanted to get on today for a few minutes to re-emphasize to you that it's possible to feel good all the time. It's not abnormal. In fact, it's the much more pleasant and more natural way to go through life. And this can happen, as I said previously, by mind training, by being aware of one's thoughts, by replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts, and just try it, give it a try, and you will see that it's effective. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today, and I'd love to hear your comments about this practice and how it works for you, or any questions that you have.